so early. Very good. So we will start our early. No, no, no. You all are in time. So close your eyes. Here I talked about changing the room in the last two sessions. Asatoma Satramaya. Moving from the false to the real. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Moving from the ignorance to wisdom. Mrityuramamritangamaya. Moving from the death to immortality. Pay attention. Is Mangala Charan changing the room of the mind? If the mind is a home, and we already discussed the home has many rooms used for different purposes. Even room of anxiety has a purpose to alarm you of danger. So you can change the room is what Mangala Charan is. I have explained each and every step. But if you don't remember, you have not paid attention, and then what we do, we go outside and seek blessing. Yeah, it's okay to seek blessing from people who know it. It works. You're anxious or stressed only because of the thoughts, so stress presents in the mind. You don't have a thought of the stress and you cannot have a stress. We cannot have any experience without a thought in the mind. So that is how our masters revealed and discovered this practice. Eastern wisdom, when we say never forget to practice Mangala Charan and plus pick up any mantra every day until the mind permanently changes the room from 6 enemies to 6 treasures. Can you be in peace despite pain in the body? Yes. Yes means you are successful in practicing Mangalacharya. Pain is there. Yes, we'll take care of the pain in the body. Fear, it has a room in the mind. And what we say, let us move from the false to the real. Is the fear of anything? Is there any fear of known? Are you scared of me? No. But if there is an unknown knocks the door, who is this? There is always a fear of the unknown. And it is caused not only by false and the ignorance. Can you be in peace despite pain in the body? No, because rooms of anxiety, duality, delusion are more active. Complacency is there towards our life. We talk about this word. We are totally complacent about our. Now open your eyes. Think and reflect. Go back to the last 3 and 4 practices, 3, 4 sessions. I explain you with reference to that. There are many rooms in the mind. Mind picks up the thought of that room of anxiety, of stress, of duality and conflict. Can I change it instantly? Yes. What is the tool? Tool is Mangalacharya. Tool is Mangalacharya. You know, these anxiety and stress and jealousy and hatred and reaction, these are the drone attacks to your mind. That is, I'm becoming more scientific. if you don't have a very strong defensive system, if you don't have, you already know, America and other countries have air defense system. So we don't have that air defense system. We are gone. We are a gone case. God is crazy. God does not help me. Why God should help me? When you are crazy? Think. So I was waiting, at least, once you have shared your experiences last week, in the last session, and I said, let me connect this Mangala Charan to the entire explanation. But yes, that explanation also goes further of wisdom circle. So you are understanding the 11 steps, you understand the wisdom circle, you know how to harvest, you apply the liberate principle. That value set of the mind now is going for the Eastern wisdom and the self discovery. And that brings the emotional resilience in your life and opens the gateway to awakening. Those who have been attending and understood the wisdom circle, you recognize the wisdom circle, you have been applying those 11 steps in your daily life, life changes, transforms. What is our series? Do you remember? Happiness and wisdom. We claim we know the happiness, but we have yet to discover that permanent happiness. Wisdom plays an important role. Understanding that permanent happiness is present here within me. So all those steps are required. 11 steps leads to wisdom, creates a wisdom circle that prepares and continues to support your daily life in removing the ignorance. That is why, do you see, only the 3 phrases completes the entire journey of the Eastern wisdom. Moving from false to the real, false to the real, moving from ignorance to the wisdom. So when you move from ignorance to wisdom, so in that ignorance there are fears of the unknown. So fear is gone, fear including the fear of the death. My master used to say, you claim that I am the body? Yes, claim. Do you like sugar? Yes. So you like the inherent nature of the sugar. What is the inherent nature of the sugar? Is sweetness. Do you claim that I'm the body? Yes, you claim. My master used to say, okay, agree with it. So then you are subjected to the inherent nature of the body. What is the inherent nature of the body? Constant change. I need not to be scared. There is no fear. I know the inherent nature of the body is a change. Appearance of the body is known as the birth. This appearance of the body is known as the death. Why should I be scared? But our Eastern wisdom goes further. It says, I'm not the body. Do you see? That is the beauty. That is the beauty. So when I'm not the beauty, fear is already gone. The body is just an instrument. It needs a repair and maintenance. Let me continue to repair and maintenance until it disappears. Finished. But I am absorbed into the real self of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Am I clear? Am I clear, my friends? Understanding wisdom. Why I named it happiness and wisdom here. But who will follow this path? Those who are attending these sessions. attending the sessions but closed your wisdom. How can you succeed? So, when your wisdom is already closed, you intellectually agree, you respect the teacher, you respect the Eastern wisdom, but you don't do anything. You are dictated by the tamasic guna. You are the lowest level of a seeker, then nothing will happen. Then you will sit down. One room of your mind will say, why the God has given me so much? God, are you listening? And God, eyes are closed, and if you nag the God again and again, God says, now let me even plug off my ears. I'm not listening to you. We don't want to understand this. Why? Complacency. Are you getting it? You have a small house, you can be happy. You have a big mansion, you cannot be. We know it. Still, we blame and complain. So, only these sessions are for at least at the middle level, those who are middle level of the seekers, it will infuse the spirit to become the highest level of a seeker who are working in their life. Many people have left it. I only wish that you all should not only understand, you start applying these principles in your daily life and you become the center of these. Your thought, your speech, your action, your behavior, your attitude. So you will find out wherever you are, in whatever the situation you are happy. So when you are happy, you are ready to progress. You'll find more and more things in your life. So the wisdom circle, liberate principle, and the wisdom harvesting I covered in the last session in a different way. So here we are moving into the 11th step. 11th step is the 6 treasures. Where? In the mind. 6 enemies. Where they are present? In the mind. Now see how you can get rid of it. What are those 6 enemies? Strong likes and dislikes. This is not the first one. Strong likes and dislikes, attachment and detachment, and then it creates a desire. Desire is the first desire, binding desire. So if you are not a seeker, we ask, oh, should I not have a desire to eat? Then you are crazy, you are not a seeker. We are not talking of that. A binding desire. Any desire in which you are deluded and seeking happiness from the external world, which is not there. You understand it clearly. We are talking of that binding desire. The binding desire fulfilled, then you repeat it. That is what we have been repeating in the New Jersey sessions. I was saying that you all are baby boomers. Can you tell me, can you enlist the list of binding desires which you have been repeating since birth until today? That is why you are suffering. 90% are binding desires. My son doesn't come to me. Why the son should come? Why? Son doesn't respect me. You see, unnecessary, unwanted. Do you respect yourself? No, I'm just. Do you respect yourself? No, first everyone should respect me, then I will start respecting myself. So 6 enemies. So what happens? Why I said to the baby boomers? Because Because binding desires keeps on repeating itself. Oh yes, 60, now I'm retired, nobody talks to me. Why should anyone talk to me? Even the younger, you are busy and buzzing, TikTok and what is that? FYP. I'm learning also, no? All these. It helps me to understand whether I'm doing it or not. So, six enemies. First is the desire fulfilled. So, I repeat that. Why I repeat? Because of the delusion I experience the happiness. Oh, let us go to the same restaurant. Food is good. Yes, do it. Minus delusion. Do it. We are not saying. The food is nutritious, it nurtures you, it helps you repeat it. But don't allow the desire to become the greed. So, desire fulfilled repeatedly, it becomes a greed. Desire not fulfilled, I'm getting agitated. So, I have my mind moves into the other rooms of hesitation, of fear, of frustration. What will happen to me? Nothing is going to happen. No chance. No chance. So these three, desire, hesitation, greed. So now these three creates a sense of delusion and delusion compartment in my delusion room in my mind. And that delusion is repeated again and again. Then what happens? Anxiety, duality, conflict, the fear, frustration. Nothing is happening. Even my honey is not supporting. Delusion, the fourth one. And because of repeat desire, everyone's life has a set of repeat desires. So behind that is a greed. So that greed builds a sense of ego. So that is the fifth enemy, fifth room in the mind. That builds a sense of I know I have total frustration. Let me have a cup of coffee. So coffee becomes a means for. You have to understand. It's very subtle. I'm linking it to Mangalacharan in the mantra also. I think one of you, perhaps, Dennis says, Mangalacharan works. I'm not saying, I did not pay anything to him to declare it in a sharing session. At least you believe. No, I believe in binding desire. I believe in delusion. I believe in hesitation. I believe in fear. I believe in pride. I believe in jealousy. So all these six rooms are wide open. They are always. So you have six another rooms. And these six rooms are known as the six inner treasures, inner wealth of the mind. That is the topic we have reached now as the 11th step. As the 11th step. I believe everything is made clear to you. Mind is a home. We have a mansion. That home is nothing but a mansion. It has many rooms. But we have categorized them. 6 rooms, 6 rooms. Enemies, 6 rooms. Friends, 6 rooms. But problem is that those enemy rooms are claimed as friends. Don't you believe me? Don't you believe me? Don't disturb me. I have a lot of anxiety. I have made my anxiety friend. Are you understanding? I have to go to the doctor. and it takes me 30 minutes to reach to the doctor. So I'm driving carefully with awareness and attention. At that moment, anxiety, one room of peace is there because I'm driving safe. I don't recognize it. The moment I reach to the doctor, 50% of anxiety is already gone. The rest 50% is gone. Doctor says your insurance. No, you have to co-pay $50. No, no, I'm not going against any doctor. I'm just explaining you. This is the. Tell me if it is not right. Challenge me. You might be aware of the white coat hypertension. Jerry knows. Do you know the story of white coat hypertension? Christina, you know, you might be aware of it. 50 subjects were regularly observed when they used to approach to the doctor, means white coat. They reported hypertension and they were given the essential medication. But they were asked to relax first and then they checked the blood pressure. They found that they don't have an essential hypertension. That is why it is known as essential hypertension. Or that is why it is known as white coat hypertension. Can you appreciate, the knowledge? I'm not talking of belief. I'm not talking of religion. So what we were talking, the six treasures. The first treasure is sama. It is known as the calmness of the mind. What happens? Now you see, my master used to say, when your mind is 100% available to you, you are always calm. When you are available to the mind will say, I will take you to the room of anxiety, room of binding desire. Did you understand complacency? I'm explaining clearly. So, mind is 100% available to you, or you are 100% available to the mind. I'm just writing it. It's an extempore so that I should remember I can use this. So then dhamma. So now is the next stage of dhamma. The sense organs get attracted because of the past impressions, and my emotions goes there. So that is, senses are under my control. Senses, eyes. Do you see that this guy is beautiful or that guy is crazy? No, my eyes do not see it. Check it. Check it. You are sitting in the room of the sense organs. These sense organs, the eyes see the form. Can the eyes find out that which chili, which jalapeno is hot? Only the tongue. So we have a misperception. Why? Go back, delusion. Oh, these jalapenos are. So your mind remains clear. You're always happy. That is the second treasure. The third treasure is uparati. Rati means seeking pleasure from the world outside. Upa means going beyond. Where is going beyond? Going beyond, eating in a restaurant. I'm happy. The food is very tasty, but going beyond the delusion. Room. I told you 6 rooms. 6 rooms of inner treasure, 6 rooms of enemies. Third, we are born with inherent tendencies since our birth. Then we have cultural, social, religious, conditioning. I can tell you, one guy in this group does not want to believe all those things. He believes in that I have said namaste to you, now you bless me, all my problems should be. It is so easy? Not easy. It's a wrong approach. So, Uparati, after Uparati, because we have had many past impressions, they have accumulated, they have created subcompartments in our rooms. And those rooms have become so dirty. They are very hard to remove them. It takes time. What we need. Fourth treasure, endurance. Kitch, kitch. Air purified, humidified, it is gone. Inherent. What should I do? Endurance. Should I stop giving a lesson? No. Endurance. So that is the fourth treasure, endurance. And now the fifth one comes. You follow these first four, you will have a natural belief in these principles. And when you have a natural belief in these principles, mind has a solution of all your problems of ignorance and the false. The sixth treasure is known as samadhanam. Samadhana, one meaning of samadhana is solution. Another meaning that we will talk in detail. What is the another meaning of the samadhana? Samadhanam. It is a Sanskrit word, you know. Sanskrit is a language of the spirituality. Sanskrit is a language of awakening. They have chosen the words, every word, its etymology gives you the essence. Sama, some, equanimity. The mind is 100% available to you in the state of equanimity of the mind. You know, these etymology. Coming to the samadhanam, dha. Dha word is coming from, see, buddhi, buddha. So that etymology means that the intellect is now living into the state of equanimity. Intellect perceives, yeah, I still have the six compartments in the mind of enemies, but at the same time, I also have the six treasures. Which one should I choose? You fight with me. Say, okay. You are reacting to me, and I pat on your head, your shoulder. I say, calm down. And your anger goes up. But your dear friend pats you up, and you calm down. Why? Why? Friend, inner wealth, outside agent, patting, and you activate the six treasures, six rooms of the mind. Patting is the same. Understand, it's a deeper. Now we are entering into, step by step, we are entering into the spirituality. Spirituality means that we are transcending the mind. We use the mind, we transcend the mind, and then we see the result. Yes, now is the time to share that anyone who wants to take the lead. Oh, Brandy has appeared. So, that is why you take the lead?
I will. I'm happy to. I like the example of the white coat hypertension of the mind not really like reacting to something that's not really there and causing this sort of physiological response. Like that the person doesn't have hypertension; they only get it when they get nervous around the doctor, right? And I think that that points to so many things that when the mind is in the driver's seat, it perceives things that aren't so. And so that's kind of the work here to
Yes.
get past that, to transcend that.
Yes, it is good to prepare a list of those people whom our mind habitually reacts. And then remember, white coat hypertension. White coat guy has come. So why you say that? Because you become conscious. In awareness, you cannot become angry. Don't tell me, Brandy, who, but prepare a list for yourself. Even the near and dear ones causes the anxiety. And even mind claims that it is for a good reason. You are my honey. You have a pressure into your head. I also feel the same pressure. Really? Crazy. Yes, anyone who wants to share.
For me, I think one of the most difficult of the six treasures is endurance and overcoming the past impressions and going over in your mind over and over again that all of these things are false. And the only thing real is the real self.
Yes, it is difficult as long as the first four is not practiced. Sama, you are practicing Dhamma with reference to the sense organs. No, on the first three. And third is the Uparati, going beyond. When you practice all the three, they are combined and they build a resilience, and then you have an endurance. Very systematic approach, mathematical approach. You have a situation and you remember Sama. If I speak, it will aggravate the situation. I will not speak. You have started endurance. I'll talk about it in detail. Yes, anyone else? David, you were scratching or you raised your hand? You can you can come on.
Kind of to Brandy's point, just the white coat hypertension. It's interesting when you look at that, you look at all the things in your life that there's this, I call it inherent reaction to that is just false. And so I'm just reflecting on that whole thing right now for whatever reason, and it's very fascinating. And you can look at every aspect of your life and find tons and tons of reasons or examples of that white coat tension.
Yes, yes, David, you're right. I remembered something when Brandy said it's a physiological response to the white coat. Not only that, there is an emotional response. But if we dig deep inside, we also find the inherent tendencies which are responsible. Oh, doctor will take care of me. I don't have a non-verbal feeling in the past impression. Oh, doctor will take care of me. If the doctor cannot take care of me, and that gives you the physiological and emotional response. Inherent tendencies. We'll talk about it. Beautifully said. Yes, Jerry, you want to share?
I feel like our families, our near and dear ones, give us lots of opportunity to dive into these past impressions and see where we're attached or where we're expecting, or because those are the most common areas. When in nursing, you can be completely objective. That's why we don't work on our own families. Like doctors don't do surgery on, because the emotional connection that's there. so that those are the opportunities when we've been practicing for so long. I think we're really great day to day, probably, or I feel like I really have a handle on it. And then I might have something that triggers a past impression, or and I have to work on it. And I say thank you to those opportunities, because I know. And then I look at all of this. Am I expecting something? Am I attached to something? Am I afraid of something? What is it? So,
Yeah, it's very good. You are just talking about on 6 rooms always present in the mind. It is, yes, it is increased, intensity is increased by the past impressions. So 6 compartments, 6 enemies in the 6 stages. I can switch on. Anyone can switch on instantly. We don't want to switch on because we feel these enemies are treasures. How? If I keep on crying and tears are going down in front of you, you will definitely, I'm expecting you will pat on my shoulder, calm down. No, that is not calming down. I'm not talking of sympathy. Are you understanding? I'm talking of empathy. No, but I still expect. Very expectation is seeking the happiness from the world outside. You are caught. I have to maintain that level of awareness, no complacency, and then you find there is an inner reservoir, the inner source. Anyone wants to share? Go ahead on your own.
I will. Uh, I think we always have a choice whether to follow these 6 enemies or 6 treasures, but the mind often chooses enemies because they appear as friends and they have a very, as you said before, very strong marketing department. They promise quick relief. They offer a shortcut to what appears to be happiness. And we just lack critical thinking to understand where, in fact, it leads us to. So the strategic thinking, the critical thinking, or what you have called dispassion is required.
Beautifully said. You see, the seeker's role is to retrieve what you have learned in the past. Do you remember that I talked about hell and heaven and the marketing department of the hell, which appears full of pleasure? But the modern science says that instant gratification. Think of this. Think of this. Thinking thought means product of knowledge. So when it blindside, it makes you forget, as you said, then is critical thinking. Loss, absence of critical thinking means what? Complacency. You see, different words. Yes, anyone wants to share? You
I
might.
think I've noticed um, adding up the Mangalacharan every day and having one day where I kept saying Om Shanti, and feeling that calmness present, and then being surprised that the next day totally forgetting, right, and then getting caught up in those thoughts again.
Yeah, that is why the master says regular practice, commitment to the practice. I have understood it intellectually. It is very clear. It pays me. It helps me. Still, I forget why. Mind. But why the mind? The values set by the mind, I have already explained. Values set by the mind in the past pushes you not to do it. Anyhow, close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Set the value in the mind of the body, the place. Now I'm using the language. That's why, even the steps are the same, but the practice becomes different because you're applying the wisdom to place, position, posture. If you burn the incense sticks, if you sit on a clean place, it's okay. These are the rituals. But it doesn't mean that you should practice meditation on a dirty place. People rationalize unnecessarily. We're not talking that. You already understand. Being comfortable, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now you critical thinking. Where is that? Sensation pertains to the body. Okay, steadiness pertains to the body. What about the comfort? Comfort is in the body. Comfort belongs to the real self. It is always there. But I see the comfort with reference to the sensation and to the steadiness of the body. And they belong to six enemy rooms, which I claim being carefree. What is the problem of being carefree? Are you not separate from your device at present you are listening to? So where is the problem to see that it is different and separate from me? It is a known and I'm the knower. So anything experienced is known. What you're talking, the thought, feeling, emotion, sensation. Oh. So if I discover they are separate from me, I also discover which room they belong to. And it becomes easy for me to get rid of them. That is being carefree. And carefree. In order to intensify that state of awareness, we had a glimpse of that spiritual consciousness beyond the mind. The sixth first neighbor is the world outside. And my mind is still thinking of my honey. Because, you are the only person who loves the honey the most. That is why even in meditation, we are not able to separate it. Why? You already know six enemies. The second neighbor is the body. I'm the body or I'm not the body. In both the cases, I can move to the compartment of peace in the mind. Third neighbor is the energy. We claim it is the breath, is the life. No, the life is the manifestation of the consciousness. How can you say? Carbon dioxide and oxygen is present all in the entire atmosphere. Did you find the life with the presence of oxygen and exchange of carbon dioxide all the time? Fourth neighbor is the mind. Mind, you choose the rooms. I told you. So you pick up those rooms. Neighbor, you respect the neighbor. You appreciate it. You recognize. And the fifth is the I thought. Sixth is complete ignorance. What I started, change the room. How? Asatoma asatana. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. Can you go into the room of happiness, which is here and now? When you have 100% intent is moving inside, you will discover the happiness in today's session. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. You know that we discussed the first inner treasure of the mind is calmness of the peace. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam. Can you link any of the 6 treasures with the completeness? I like to identify that sense of completeness with the belief. Belief in what? I'm the real self. Real self can never be incomplete. Who breaks this belief? 6 enemies. Then the subcompartments in the mind is a home. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for those who have been practicing, our masters and teachers have great, can I use the word power, to make you feel easy, to make you so when they make you easy and they in fact invoke your self for the blessing, so that you bless yours. They keep you totally away from all those 6 rooms, which are enemies. Yes, they can do it. And you can do it. Not only for yourself first, but first yourself. Looking deep inside the forehead in the space and start dropping Om Shanti. With that Om Shanti, you start breathing long, deep and hissing into the belly this time. Inhale into the belly, goes outside like a balloon, and exhale, the belly is squeezed long, deep in the hissing breath. Do not stop it. Check your endurance. The mind will say no, and you say yes. Who says yes? Mind in the state of the calmness. How? Through the intellect. Continue doing it. Long, deep in the hissing breath into the belly. We have not done the active steps. They are also required to get rid of the inherent tendencies. Please continue. Your mind will say, you look at the body is complaining. But no, it is mind that is complaining, not the body. Can you reach to that state of awareness where you fully become aware it is the mind, some one compartment which triggers the body, and then the body has a problem. Physiological, biochemical, depends on your autonomic nervous system also. And if you make it conscious, that is what modern science has understood. Do you remember? Neuroplasticity. Body remain totally steady. Mind is comfortable and enjoying doing the breathing into the belly. You are conscious of the breath, expanding the belly like a balloon and squeezing the belly with every exhalation. You're not twisting the breathing practice on your own. You don't make it slow. I'm telling you that it is fast, long, and the hissing breath. If we are doing something else, the mind has already traveled somewhere else. Continue long, deep, in the hissing breath. Now just stop it. Allow the breath to go to normal pattern. Watch the flow of the breath. I'm reminding you whether they are equal or not. Even if they are not equal, it's good. You continue to pay attention to the flow of the breath. No change. And at the same time, you're experiencing the freshness and the calmness and the peace. My friends, understand this. By the breathing practice, you shifted into the other rooms of the mind. That is why you are experiencing freshness and calmness, not because of the breathing. But yes, because of the breathing. Breathing helps your mind to switch on. Again, making it very logical, no complacency. And now in that state, you start dropping Shanti on the 16 segments of the fingers. Again, remember, Sama is there, but Dhamma is also there. All the sense organs are working from within the mind. You're not touching physically, but you are touching mentally. You are seeing mentally. You are sounding mentally. Om Shanti. So you are dropping Om Shanti. Obviously, it has to be turned. You are seeing it through the eyes. In the mind perceives. The sense of the touch in the mind touches. What happens? Our masters have confirmed where the mind goes, there the prana goes. Prana means energy. Can you feel those sensations? Yes. And you may feel the overwhelming sensations on the 16 segments of fingers. First, we recognize, we discover, and then we can regulate. So, when you regulate, and that is what is known as the Reiki, also the pranic healing. And now leave this, moving the mind inside the heart, visualizing the triangle of color, pointing upward the equilateral triangle, and move the mind on the side of the triangle, clockwise, anti-clockwise, checking, understanding the mind syncs with the side of a triangle, with the Om Shanti, with the movement. And when you recognize that that is the moment, you push the mind deep inside the cave of your heart, singing mind seemingly stops. You say Shanti and done. Many masters, and specifically Patanjali of the Yoga Sutra, is a very deep psychological understanding. The knower of the meditation, object of the meditation, they merge together. In the field of conscious awareness, that is called the self-absorption in meditation. Self-absorption maybe, can happen by drug, hallucinative drugs. That self-absorption we are not talking about. You are fully aware. Rather that you live in the highest level of awareness. When you're doing the practice daily and without fail, when you reach to that state of doing nothing, please keep a window of another 15 minutes to half an hour and see if the mind continues to remain in that state. You can indicate, point out, yes, I'm progressing. Who has the time to when your mind says, who has the time to do the practice? I am busy. Busy in what? Busy in the result of those six enemies already Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Do you see and do you recognize? I will reveal it, but I'm revealing one thing. We started with Mangalacharan, we end with the Mangalacharan. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both of arms, place it in your eyes, open your eyes inside the palms. Again, just for a second, become aware of something beyond the name in the form. We had a glimpse of the spiritual consciousness. And then bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences openly. Every experience is right. Why? It is your experience. Yes. Samir, let me, take Samir.
Sir, I think slowly the mind starts changing its habits.
Yeah.
And first you apply the principle on the mind, and then after some time, the mind starts applying principle on you. Means whenever there is a current situation or there is any problem, then mind starts applying those principles on you,
That
and
is
it
what-
starts repeating,
that is
repeating
what-
that how you are to, and it. I think if you are deep into meditation and in peace, then you start waiting. That is the best thing happens in means a seeker's life. I think so. You
Beautiful.
start waiting before replying, before reacting, before means you are not in a hurry to do anything because your mind is in a hurry. When you were not in ignorance, then your mind was in a hurry. You were not in a hurry. Your mind was ready to reply, ready to react. But after that, your mind is at peace, then you are not ready to react so quickly. I
Yes,
think that is it.
rightly you said. what I have said, value set. Mind sets the value to move to the real self. That is the meaning. Now the mind starts applying these principles on its own. And that, then our masters asked that why it is happening. Previously it was not happening, but it was happening because the mind, I'm just giving you a fraction of the feel. Especially in US, in Europe, and in other parts of the country, we talk about, can you recall? Law of attraction. Now the mind naturally moves where to be attracted. So when mind is attracted to that higher consciousness, obviously, you have a space. That is what he is explaining. How are you, Dennis?
Deep meditation, the breathing helped to take the mind deeper inside and experience peace, calmness, and silence at the final step. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes, beautifully said. Deeper absorption into. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. Meditation was extremely deep. In fact, I don't know if I heard it from you or I thought of it myself during the meditation is when you don't, it's not working to be in a room, pick a different room. And so I came out of the meditation with that in my mind is, we get stuck with the rooms that we have, but what we don't realize is there's other rooms and better rooms.
Yes. Yes. Definitely, bedroom is for sleeping, but still we can sleep even in the kitchen or even in the living room. So, but fact is that switching the room helps the intellect to take over the mind and change the value set. That is what you are talking about. I'm giving the words into your mouth so that you can start communicating to yourself like this. Then there will be a transformation. How are you, Jay?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. The mind went to the, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, Samdadanam. Is that right? How do you say it?
Sama.
No, but the seventh treasure or the sixth treasure.
Six treasure, Shraddha. Six is the, Samadhan. 6 treasures. Samadhan.
Samadham.
Yeah.
So a solution for everything, right? A solution. A solution for everything. And so I don't know, the mind was kind of in that for meditation and the japa. I use that word instead of the Om Shanti. And I feel like there is a solution for everything, and we get complacent and stuck. And this practice helps us to hopefully get rid of those habits and those expectations that something's going to turn out, and finding us repeating the same things over and over again. Then we know we have to work on that. But it's interesting to be in relationships with people where you try to just work on yourself. Because you see where others are stuck sometimes, and you don't always see where you're stuck.
Yes, that is beautifully said. You know, the 6 rooms, 6 enemies, and the 6 treasures are there. I'm stuck. Now, after the fade, the 6th treasure is samadhan. One meaning is solution. Other meaning is the intellect is activated. Intellect is activated to take over the mind, who drops complacency, stucking to the 6 enemies, and you find you are into that state. Can we live into that state all the time? Answer is yes. So what is that? Then we find that state depends on something higher consciousness. So where then we enter into that domain of the spirituality. How are you, Brandy? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking lots of things, but I reflected on what Dennis shared out in the midway point about having a choice, and then kind of holding that up to the notion of what seems like an involuntary physiological response for something like white coat hypertension, right? Like if you go into the doctor and you feel unsafe and it makes you nervous and your blood pressure goes up or whatever. I think the real work is that sort of reconciling that. And to David's point, what you said about, and what I heard you say in relationship to that was like, find the right room to put that in. Like the doctor's safe or the doctor's not safe, but you're in control of your response, right?
Yeah.
And I think that I don't know, I'm working on all this, which is a little bit what I think Jeree said too. And it's not that hard, but I think when you're living it and you have that happen, it feels hard. I don't know.
Yes. We all are living and it appears hard. But the moment you simply remember. So now there is a trigger in the intellect. What do you mean by trigger in the intellect? It is a knowledge. What is knowledge? It is awareness. What is awareness? It is understanding. And that understanding means you have already shifted the rooms. We're going to add one more point. Not only the white coat hypertension, not only the hypertension. Keep the white coat on one side, keep the person who suffers from the white coat hypertension. Instead of a hypertension, replace it with anxiety, duality, jealousy, hatred, relationship problem. Are you getting it what I'm saying? Are you all getting it? Hypertension is one problem. Problem of anxiety and duality and a fear of death and the relationship issues. White coat anxiety, white coat, think like this. And then you will never forget these principles. There is always the 6th treasure will come and rescue you is samadhanam. How are you, Christina K? Christina with a K.
Thank you. The phrase walk the talk came to me. and needing to reset the value system back to letting go of those impulsive short-term gains, which Dennis mentioned earlier. And so that really seemed to land deeply for me today.
Beautifully. Remember what Krishna reminded me is that you should listen carefully, more attentively, experiences shared by others. It is always good to note them down. That becomes a part of your contemplation and reflection. Because now you recognize this is one way, this is another way to contemplate and reflect. And that will enrich your wisdom. Yes, Barbara.
What you said with the breathing exercise, it's not your body that can't do it, it's your mind. That is so true for me. Yesterday, I was carrying a very heavy package into the house, and it wasn't really a problem till I said to myself, well, I really shouldn't be doing this. It's too heavy. And I started feeling woozy. And then I said to myself, there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. And I was fine.
Do you see that? You simply switched on the room. I made it very simple. These are very complex principles, and I made it so simplified. You won't find in any text. You only find the verses. And you rightly said, you simply change the room, and everything is good. Oh, it's a big problem. Ah, so then there will be a big solution to. Let me find the big solution. Are you getting? We don't want. Terry, you want to share something?
I'm thinking how many years, living without realizing that you have a choice. That's why it's hard to do it, because all this time you didn't realize that you had these other rooms.
Yes.
You thought you lived in this room of anxiety, and there you thought you had that, or you could just go outside.
What a beautifully you said. We don't realize the treasure is within all of us. And we have been living in anxiety and duality and a complaint and reaction and problems. Why? You see that? What is the value set by the mind? If I have $1 million, I'll be happy. So now that value set takes my mind outside, digs my inherent tendencies, continues to keep me on the hook, and I'm reacting. No, not only $1 million. My mom is like this. She does not understand. Your mind is thinking like this. Now your mom appears before you. How are you, mom? You are good? I was remembering you, but you don't tell the true story. I was remembering you because you make me crazy. So you have to reset. That is the problem. No, there are many moms here in this group, so I'm not saying to, I'm not pointing to any mom. so, so how are you, another Christina?
Thank you, Girish. That was beautiful. And I just feel very grateful to be able to explore this space with you all and hear everyone's contemplations. And it has helped me become, just within the last week, becoming walking with awareness, not just thinking, but walking with awareness. And
Listen to this talk every day, at least every day. Then contemplate. Then question, how come these ideas shared by others have come to their mind, it has not come to my mind. It means I have to work a little more, just for the sake of inspiration. But yes, Terry stole the entire session today. The way she said, we don't realize that I'm the peace and happiness. I'm not anxiety. Yes, Sangeeta, you want to say something?
सर मन का काम है कि हमेशा सोचता रहता है कुछ ना कुछ, तो उसके विचारों को रिप्लेस करना है नेगेटिविटी वाले विचारों की बजाय पॉजिटिविटी से, तो वो प्रैक्टिस धीरे धीरे बढ़ती जा रही है.
Very good. So she says that she is moving away from the six enemies and abiding in the six treasures step by step. But we have a pure intellectual understanding. Intellectual understanding means I have the right knowledge now. The mind has no place to go back to the same stuff again. Mind, if it goes into the same stuff again, you did not understand. You are complacent. You are ready to enjoy the luxury of having an anxiety reaction. Why you have not reported to the office? I have an extreme headache. I have an extreme anxiety. That's why I'm not reporting. Yes, Ashok, do you have to say anything?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, yeah.
Sir, I am in. Sir, peace and calm.
Yes, the internet has.
Feeling peace and calm, sir.
Now I can hear your peace and calm. Otherwise, I thought the internet has taken those words out of your mouth. Yeah, it all depends on the internet also. Not only the mind, not only the mind. समझ लो. फिर वही, you are repeating the same thing again and again. I said something to him at the beginning, he appeared first, and still he wants to live into those six enemies. I don't change the value set. Listen to Terry. Anyhow, that is all for today. Thank you very much. Namaste to everyone.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Namaste, sir. Thank you, sir.
Namaste. Thank you.